$1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Cash. That's C-A-S-H. Enter it now. 953WDAE.com. It's Tuesday from Gulfport to Clearwater and all around Tampa Bay, plus worldwide on iHeartRadio.
The gloves are off. I'm playing hardball. It's 4th and 15, and you're looking at a full court press.
You're tuned into the voice of the Tampa Bay sports fan.
You're going to like this guy. He's all right. He's a good fella. He's one of us.
Buckle up, because you're on the drive with T-Kraz. Afternoons on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
Yeah, all right, welcome aboard on this election day, fill in the blank Tuesday. Get out and vote, people. Good afternoon, Tampa Bay. The Drive with T-Kraz, presented by Moss Nissan, is on the air with executive producer Chris Mathis riding shotgun as well. And it's so great to have you with us here on this Election Tuesday, November the 5th, 2024. We are live in living color, 95.3 on the FM side, the mighty AM 620.
It's exciting!
It is sort of exciting. And don't forget to download the iHeartRadio app for free. Crystal clear reception through the app. It's a beautiful thing. Take us with you wherever you might be headed. Truckers, I see you guys out there doing your thing. We certainly appreciate you guys as well. Download the iHeartRadio app. Ask your smart speaker or Alexa to play 95.3 WDAE. It's a beautiful thing as well. And good afternoon to all of you who are watching us on the stream. Unfortunately, I'm told YouTube is kind of down. I don't know what's happening there, but we're still streaming the show on X and Twitch at 953 WDAE, so you can watch us there as well. 888-546-4620, that's the phone number. If you want to pipe in here on the show, you can also text in your thoughts at 82945. That's the number. Begin your text with DAE, followed by your comments in 140 characters or less. That's the Bartow 4 DAE text platform. So many ways to get interactive here on this program. We're on X. Yours truly can be found at T-Kraz, T-K-R-A-S, at, what is it, at the real Blairsville Project.
Give me a break, man.
Where are you on X?
No.
What?
You insulted him a little bit.
At the Chris Mathis, THE Chris Mathis.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah, ask me, Tom. I know what you're going to ask. But
Is
go
there
ahead and ask
somebody on there like impersonating you? Is that why you're at the Chris Mathis?
Well, I'll tell you this, Tom. I always had aspirations of working here at DAE since I was in high school. So I made a Twitter handle that I could carry with me no matter where I ended up. And if I made it to iHeart, I could carry that around and it looked professional. That's why I did the Chris Mathis.
Are you professional or not?
Technically, I am, right? I mean, technically, I am. I am paid to do this show. So
most of the time, yes. I would say yes.
When it comes to chocolate milk and stuff like that,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, I don't know what you're doing with the chocolate milk. All right, because we're adults in this room, okay? We have adult drinks. You know what's an adult drink? Bourbon. That's an adult drink. An old-fashioned, that's an adult drink.
Drinks around the house.
They're on the house. Chocolate milk, come on. What are you, 9?
Come on, man.
Come on, what's going on
let a
over
man
there?
live. Will you let
Come
a man
on.
live? It's 2024.
I don't know what's happening over there. Boy, that guy's grunting for a lot of reasons. Boy, oh boy. There was a lot of chocolate milk flowing post-game last night. The Buccaneers right on the cusp. On national TV. On the cusp. They were right there. Right there. And then, poof, they weren't. I was here until the wee hours of the morning doing the overtime show. I think I signed off at 1:38. I think I look at the clock. It was 1:38. Boy, oh boy. Oof is right. But listen, that's the way it works. And I'll tell you this, okay? No more primetime games for the Bucs. No more. That's it. I've had it. I don't want to see another primetime game. Sunday, 1 o'clock. Let's make it easy from now on. Capiche? Since the start of last year, the Buccaneers are 0-5 on primetime. 0-3 this year. 2 overtime losses. And then, of course, the Ravens debacle here at Ray J. where Evans and Godwin were hurt. No more. Primetime is not in the cards for the Buccaneers moving forward. They are not ready for primetime in any way, shape, or form. I think that is painfully apparent. Now, unfortunately, there's another one coming up at Dallas on a Sunday night. Listen, flex them the hell out of there. Get them off primetime. Off. OFF. Out.
You.
Out. That's it. No more primetime games. We've had enough. And, of course, the big controversy stemming from last night's game, the fallout from the overtime loss to the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Todd Bowles. For two or not for two? That is the subject of our opening drive.
Start the engine. Gas to the floor. Here's the opening drive.
Oh, last night was painful because the Buccaneers, I thought, really played some inspired football. They weren't intimidated. They didn't back down from the almighty 7-0 Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce. And you had, Tay-Tay who looked like, I don't know, she looked like she packed on a couple of pounds.
No.
What?
Wow.
It was just an observation.
Man.
And I'm not the only one who thought that. I saw her walking in. I'm like, okay, look, she's busy. She's a billionaire, superstar, what have you. She's allowed to, have a hamburger or cheeseburger every once in a while, just like everybody else.
No.
What?
Give her a break, man.
Come on.
Now, Travis Kelce tacking on a couple of pounds, that's a different story. He's a professional athlete.
I don't know. He had like 25 catches last night, so he wanted to look good for his girlfriend who was in the house. Come on. But Todd Bowles did not distinguish himself in a couple of different ways last night. The Kansas City Chiefs scored 30 points last night for the first time all year. Now, they've had, like the Bucs and a lot of other teams too, by the way, so the Bucs can't lean on this as an excuse. The Chiefs have had a lot of injuries on offense, a number of debilitating injuries on that side of the ball. Between Isaiah Pacheco and Rashee Rice and Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster didn't play in that game last night, so they had to make a trade for DeAndre Hopkins, who looked like, I'll tell you what, man, you go up against Josh Hayes, you could look like Jerry Rice, too, back in his prime. Mississippi Valley State's own. So, the Chiefs had not scored 30 points before in a game this season until last night against this Todd Bowles coach defense. And I think that is where the biggest problem lies with this Bucs team. And it has for the last 5 weeks. The Buccaneers have allowed 30 or more points in 4 of the 5 games. And the only time the opponent didn't get the 30 was a game in New Orleans. The Saints got the 27. And they scored all of those points, by the way, in the second quarter. So the defense is the major problem. And then it comes to clock management. Because after the Trey Palmer catch that got down to the 1-yard line, I think Todd panicked a little bit. He had a timeout. He had plenty of time. He called the timeout with 30 seconds left. Now, if you know who's on the other side, it's Patrick Mahomes. There was no need to call that timeout right away. You got down to the 1. He called it. Look, let's just say the Buccaneers 1 for 2, and I'll get to the 2-pointer in a matter of moments. The Chiefs had 3 timeouts in 27 seconds, which is more than enough time. Remember, back in the playoffs, that epic game against Buffalo, all Mahomes needed was 13 seconds to get into field goal range against Buffalo and force overtime. So 27 seconds and 3 timeouts is really an eternity. So I think that's where Todd kind of screwed up right there. And then you get to the touchdown. You're trying to figure out whether or not to go for 2. Todd Bowles on why they didn't go for 2 last night. Here he is.
Very minor. We wanted to get it to overtime with the wet conditions on the field. We felt like we had to go in overtime instead of go for 2. So we had our shots. We lost the game.
Wet conditions. Really? Look, there's plenty of reasons to go for 2 there, and there are reasons not to go for 2. Not to go for 2? Did you know that the 2-point conversion rate in the NFL this year is 32%? That's the lowest we've seen in like a quarter of a century. So a lot of people are calling me up on the overtime show like it's a layup. Oh, let's go for 2 because it's a layup. 32%. That's basically 1 in 3 chance, maybe, that you'll get it. From the 2-yard line where the field is condensed against the Chiefs defense is pretty good. Now the Bucs had just scored a touchdown. And look, the players are always going to want to go for it. Always. Baker, the O-line, Tristan Wirfs, Sterling Shepard, Kate Otten. Players are aggressive by nature in football. They're always going to want to go for it. So if you ask them, hey, you think you should have won for 2? Of course, they're all going to say yes. Every single one of them. And look, Todd Bowles is trying to figure out, okay, we're at the 2-yard line. Do I take my chances with my defense? And look, the defense has been terrible. But in the previous possession, the Chiefs were not able to run the ball out or run the time down because they had a run. They called 2 timeouts after the 2 runs, and then Pirine dropped the pass on 3rd down, which preserved the Buccaneers' 3rd timeout, which they used down there once they got to the 1-yard line. So the Bucs had just stopped the Chiefs the possession prior. And I think that's what Todd was thinking. I'm trying to understand it from his standpoint. All right, we just stopped them. Maybe we could stop them again. Although, up until that point, the Bucs defense was on the field for 73 snaps. So you have to be thinking about all of these things in real time and make a decision within 15 to 20 seconds as to whether or not you're going to go for 2. It's a lot to digest. It's a lot to consider. So it's really easy for any fan who's sitting on their couch, yeah, go for 2. Why not? Go do it. And I understand it. I understand the logic in going for 2. The biggest reason why they should have went for 2 is the guy on the other sideline. You want to give him an opportunity to kill you at the very end, which he's done many, many times before to other teams? Patrick Mahomes was the biggest reason why he probably should have went for 2 last night. You're 2 yards away from a victory. You don't want to give it back to him. That is the reason why they probably should have went for 2. Although the conversion rate I just gave it to you is 32% on the season. That's the entire league. In, a passing offense and an offensive first type of league, it's 32%, which is far from a gimme. But to say the wet conditions, I don't understand why you were thinking about the wet conditions, a reason why you wouldn't go for 2. All right, so if you're trying to kick an extra point, and thankfully McLaughlin was able to do it. He's been a fantastic kicker, by the way. Fantastic. Overlooked. McLaughlin has been money. But on a extra point or a field goal, and when it's raining, you got a wet ball, you got the long snapper who snaps it back to the holder, and he's got to be able to catch a spiraling wet football cleanly, put it down, laces out, Danny boy. And then the kicker's got to be able to kick it on a wet field. There's a lot that can go wrong on a kick, as well as lining up for 2 from the 2-yard line and taking your best shot. Now, if the Bucs would have had Mike Evans and or Chris Godwin on the field, I think it makes it easier to go for 2 in that situation. It really does. But those guys aren't there. And I think for what he had to work with, I think Liam Cohen and Baker Mayfield did a wonderful job last night. The Bucs didn't turn the ball over. I thought Baker was efficient. He got the ball out on time. He utilized Kate On, who's been fantastic. An 8-catch game, caught the touchdown. Baker was 23 of 31 for 202 scores. I think the Buccaneers probably should have ran the ball a little bit more than what they did. But I thought the Bucs were efficient offensively. They scored 24 points. And against a Chiefs team that had not gotten to 30 all year until last night, that probably would have been enough to win the game. So if you're going to sit there and say, well, we should have won for 2, the biggest reason why you should go for 2 in that situation is the other guy on the other side. And the thing that has to be really troubling for you as a Buck fan is that last night, the Chiefs scored 30 points for the first time this season, and look how they did it. Mahomes had his biggest offensive output of the season, and all these guys who are way past their prime, in my opinion, look like they were in their prime against this Buccaneer defense. Kelsey, 14 for 100. DeAndre Hopkins, 8 catches, 2 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt, who scored the game winner, 27 carries, 106 yards. All these guys are past their prime. These are named players who were once a heck of a lot better than what they look like now. And that is the most depressing thing when you come out of last night's game, in my opinion, is that the Chiefs put up 30 points, and they did it with all these guys. Are they really good players? Yes, they once were. But they're not in their prime anymore. Mahomes is, but these other guys aren't. The Bucs have allowed 30 or more points again in 4 of their last 5 games. That's not winning football. And I don't think they're being managed in a winning way either. 888-546-4620. Text at 82945. And now you're 4-5. And now you're teetering. I think this team needs a bye week in the worst way. So they can heal up, so they can take a step back, self-evaluate, self-scout. The trade deadline expires in 42 minutes. I don't know if they'll be able to get anybody. If I were the Buccaneers, I would be fishing around for defensive back help, corner help. Because what I saw last night is McCollum is solid, but Josh Hayes on the other side had an absolute nightmare type of night. Nightmare. And the Chiefs knew who he was, and they went right after him, and they exploited him. DeAndre Hopkins abused him all night long. That 3rd and goal play, and I remember tweeting it out, watch for DeAndre Hopkins. And then I look up, and I see Hopkins lining up wide left, and 32 is lining up across from him. And you better believe Mahomes saw that too. Oh, DeAndre Hopkins against Josh Hayes? Yeah, give me some of that. Easy pitch and catch, slant, touchdown. Mahomes was 11 for 11, by the way, passing last night on 3rd downs. And the Bucs just could not get off the field. They couldn't. The Chiefs had the ball for 40 minutes. So from that standpoint, going for 2 probably was the most sensible idea at the time. You're 2 yards away from victory. Your defense, that's A, awful. B, been on the field for entirely too long last night. I think going for 2. As I'm driving home, I'm trying to understand both sides of it. The conversion rate, the defense being on the field, the defense being lousy. You're going up against Patrick Mahomes. I think going for 2 at the end of the day was the logical move. And Todd Bowles, I guess, was afraid to do it. We're going to talk to Martin Gramatica. We're going to get his thoughts on that. The 2nd all-time leading scorer in Buccaneers history. He's going to join us coming up at 4:05. We've got fill in the blank. Boy, oh boy, there was a lot of blanks. Oof is right. Last night.
Say that again.
During the overtime show, and I was driving home, there was like blankety blank, blank, blank. There was a lot of blanks being filled in. Actually, in the last 48 hours, I had to restrain myself from filling in a few blanks. But we're going to talk to Martin Gramatica at 4:05, fill in the blank at 4:30. We'll take you up until 5 o'clock, and then it's Buccaneer Total Access. Who's on the show, Chris Mathis?
Todd Bowles.
Oh.
Todd Bowles.
I wonder if he's going to be asked about going for 2.
Not at this time, no.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, a lot of people are going to be wondering, Coach. He had way more confidence in his defense than he probably should have had. And he's loyal. And look, you're Todd Bowles. You're a defensive guy. And I think that defensive mindset is the reason why he's like, okay, let's kick the extra point. I'm going to take my chances with me and my defense, my guys, my boys. Your boys have been getting abused the last 5 weeks. That's the problem. Abused. Another trade just went down. My goodness. It feels like the Major League Baseball trade deadline today. The NFL trade deadline, you better believe it. NFL trade deadline's at 4 o'clock. When we come back, we're going to let you know the big deals that just went down. Big, huge deals. Including a Super Bowl contender who, in my opinion, got the final piece of the puzzle. We're going to get into the trade market. Might the Bucs do something in the next 38 minutes or so? The trade deadline expires at 4 o'clock. A ton of deals. We'll get you updated, plus your calls on the fallout loss from last night's game in Arrowhead. It's The Drive. We'll be back.
You're tuned in to The Drive with T-Crass.
It is The Drive presented by our friends over at Moss Nissan, where their goal is to never lose your business over price. And listen, all month long here in November, their Black Friday savings are going to be raging. They are. They've got the best selection of new Nissans in the Tampa Bay area. And, Chris Mathis, no payments until 2025.
Yeah, you got that right, Tom. They also offer rates as low as 0% Tampa Bay and pre-owned vehicles priced wholesale to the public.
You're not kidding. And every purchase comes with the industry-exclusive Moss Care. What does that mean? That means you'll get lifetime oil changes and tire rotations and much, much more. I've got Moss Care in my vehicle. I bought my last 2 vehicles over at Moss Nissan because I trust them. The quality is superb. The sales department is outstanding. The service department is also off the charts good. So check them out. They've got 3 locations around the Bay Area: North Tampa, Newport Richey, and up in Brooksville, right off the Suncoast Parkway. You can check out their inventory as well at mossnissan.com. That's mossnissan.com. Moss Nissan, whatever it takes.
WDAE
traffic update.
This report is sponsored by Safe Touch Security.
Good afternoon. A crash in Tampa on Florida Avenue and Fletcher. Also, we're seeing delays on westbound I-4 just before 275 and northbound 275 near Dale Mabry. Crash in Pinellas County on 49th Street near 54th Avenue North, and also one in St. Pete on Tyrone Boulevard near 22nd Avenue North. Get traffic info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm Randy Myers.
Save up to 50% on select security systems with Safe Touch Security. With upgrades like remote door locks, video doorbell, thermostat control, and camera, all controlled by your MySafeTouch app. Visit safetouch.com. State license number EF200002049.
Listening on the free iHeartRadio app? Thanks to Farah and Farah, it's never been easier to send your opinions directly to your favorite show. When you open the app, click the red talkback microphone and hit send. Farah and Farah, here to make it easy, Tampa.
Skip the hassle and sell your home with the strongest cash offer this fall. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Aaron Jacobson here, and there are no showings, no open houses, and no costly repairs. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, if you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast. So, for any kind of office.
I'm really going places in my office.
Count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to HIMSS.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy.
If fashion is your thing, eBay is it. eBay's where I find all my favorites, from handbags to iconic streetwear, all authenticated. For real. This time, a little Supreme, some Gucci. I even have that vintage Prada on my watch list. That's why eBay's my go-to for all my go-tos. Yeah, eBay, the place for new, pre-loved, vintage, and rare fashion. eBay, things people love.
With its new look and taste, Dasani is always crisp, clean, and refreshing. So, when thirst calls, answer with the new refreshed taste of Dasani water, now without salt. Learn more at Dasani.com.
Hi, Andrew Duncan of the Duncan Duo team at LPT Realty. Do you want a bidding war for your luxury home? Go with the Duncan Duo and get expert marketing and expert negotiations. Our two most recent multi-million-dollar listings got several competing offers. Get your luxury home value estimate at DuncanDuo.com.
WDAE with What's Up Tampa Bay.
Think you know football better than T-Crass? Register now to beat the pro on Pick'em Friday to win a 5-night luxury stay at the Buccaneers Resort in St. Croix. The LPGA Tour is returning to Tampa Bay with the Annika, driven by Gainbridge A. Pelican, taking place November 13th through the 17th at Pelican Golf Club. Grab yours today at theannika.com.
Stay on top of everything going on at 953WDAE.com.
I'm Julian Edelman. I'm Rob Gronkowski. Welcome to Dudes on Dudes. We're going to highlight players, and we're just going to sit here and talk about them. And we'll get into the types of dudes. Is Randy Moss a stud or a freak? Is Tom Brady a dog or a dude's dude?
We're going to find out, Jules. New episodes drop every Thursday during the NFL season.
Listen to Dudes on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Dudes on Dudes to start listening.
Attention Tampa Bay. Wesley Chapel Lexus is happy to accept your Lexus lease return, even if you didn't buy from us. Plus, we'll cover any additional lease termination expenses, up to $500 if necessary. We are your home of the exclusive Lexus Lifetime Plan. Wesley Chapel Lexus, right off I-75, just north of I-4. When you think Lexus, think Wesley Chapel Lexus. WesleyChapelLexus.com.
Hey guys, T-Kraz here for Catania and Catania. If you or someone you love has been injured in an accident, protect your rights. Do what I did. Call Catania and Catania, the personal injury law firm located right here in Tampa Bay. They work on a contingency, which means there's no cost to you unless they win. So give them a call. 813-222-8545. That's 813-222-8545 or online at Catania.com to get that free evaluation of your case. Catania and Catania, they put families first. Office Tampa, not attorney spokesman.
Take WDAE with you anywhere you go with a free iHeartRadio app. Free, never sounded so good. Presented by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
Partly cloudy, breezy, and humid this election day with the chance of a shower, high 86 degrees. Tonight, cloudy and humid, chance of a shower, low 76. Tomorrow's cloudy in the morning with afternoon showers, breezy and very warm, high 88 degrees. Get weather info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm Amy Snyder.
We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
For more information about contests on this station, go to 953WDAE.com/rules. Roll down the windows and the volume up. This is The Drive with T-Kraz, courtesy of Moss Nissan on WDAE.
Don't get used to losing. We got another one next week. We did a lot of good things, not enough to win the ball game. We got to do the little things to win the ball game.
Todd Bowles' message to his team after losing in overtime last night to the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. Welcome back. The Drive with T-Kraz. Great to have you with us. Presented by Moss Nissan. Chris Mathis on the other side. Martin Gramatica will join us coming up at 4 o'clock. It is 3:30 on this election day. Get out and vote. If you don't vote, you have no right to complain. I'm complaining. I'm voting for no more primetime games for the Bucs. No more. I'm Tom Krasnicki, and I approve this message. Ridiculousness. 0-3 this year. 0-5 going back to last year. Jeez. And think about how they lost some of these games, too. 2 overtime losses. One in Atlanta, and then the one last night. And, boy, and I talked about this on the overtime show until 2 in the morning last night. The look on Baker Mayfield's face when he lost that coin toss, he knew it was over. I'm not trying to stir anything up, Baker. You know it, and I know it.
His head rocked back, man.
Yeah, he's like, you got to be joking me. I called tails again because he called tails in Atlanta, and he lost that too. And when Kirk Cousins and Patrick Mahomes won those coin tosses, their mindset was the same. The really good quarterbacks in this league are like, you're not seeing this ball. We're taking it, and we're going to run it right down the field on you, and we're punching it into the end zone, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it happened each time, and each time the Bucs defense was victimized. All right, the NFL trade deadline expires in 28 minutes at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yes, I did say that, Levante, and I hope maybe you can go out and get yourself somebody who can cover somebody. It'd be nice. A lot of trades have been made. The Steelers made 2 of them. They improved themselves. They got Mike Williams from the Jets, the wide receiver. They got edge rusher Preston Smith from the Packers, so the Steelers improved. How about the Commanders? I love what they're doing. One of the surprise teams in the NFL, they're in first place, and they're like, you know what? We're in first place. We got a lot going for us. Let's go for it. And today, they traded for Marshawn Lattimore. That's Mike Evans' good buddy. A 3, a 4, and a 6. I thought the Saints did really well in getting a lot of great compensation for one Marshawn Lattimore, who now goes to the Commandos. I think that was a fantastic move by Washington. They're going for it. And as long as that dummy stays healthy, I think he's going to help them. The Bears got Khalil Herbert, the running back. Oh, no, they traded him. I'm sorry. They traded him to the Bengals. The Bengals got Khalil Herbert from the Bears. And then the Cowboys traded for Jonathan Mingo, who's been terrible. I think the guy was like a second-round pick when he came in with Carolina. Bad.
They coughed up, was it a 4?
A 4. I would not have traded a 4 for him. I don't think
rough one, right?
Yeah, it is rough. And then I thought the move of the day was made by the Lions. Super Bowl contender. The last piece to their puzzle was a pass rusher. They got Zadarius Smith from the Browns. So that was a tremendous move by the Lions. That's the last guy they needed because they have everything else. They have a dominant offensive line. They have 2 outstanding running backs. They got a quarterback who right now is playing at a very high level in Jared Goff, who proved this past Sunday he could go outdoors on grass in the rain and still be incredibly efficient. And their defense is well coached. Aaron Glenn's a tremendous defensive coordinator who will be a head coach one day. They just need another pass rusher in the aftermath of the Aiden Hutchinson injury, and they got it. And another trade just went down. I just mentioned the Buccaneers could use a corner. A corner just got traded. Tre'Davious White goes from the Rams to the Baltimore Ravens. So the Ravens have been very, very busy. They got Deontay Johnson. Now they got Tre'Davious White. So a good move for them. So a lot of wheeling and dealing. You never see this in the NFL. Ever, ever, ever. I don't think I've ever seen a trade deadline day in the NFL quite like this one. My goodness. Reminds me of the Major League Baseball trade deadline. And I think it's great. It's great for the sport. Generates a lot of interest in a lot of different cities across America. And we'll find out 25 minutes away. Maybe the Bucs can go on and get like a Greg Newsome of the Browns. That's one guy that's rumored to be out there, allegedly. Bucs need to do something, man. They need to do something. Because right now, what's happening on that side of the ball, and they need Jamel Dean back. I don't know when he's coming back. He's on IR. But Josh Hayes isn't cutting it. He got roasted last night. Tyreek Thunderberg is not it. They need somebody in the worst way back there. Let's go to our phones. Dan is calling from Boston, listening through the iHeart app, I imagine. Danny?
Yes, and you know what we need? It's going to solve our problems. We need a former Patriot head coach with their 22-year-old girlfriend to come down there next year. That defense will be turned around. They're ready to run Mayo out of the building up here because, it didn't end gloriously for Belichick, but he was 9th in the league last year in defense, and now they're 30th. So what's frustrating to me is watching Bowles take this team where we have offense. We're pretty good on that side of the ball, but he cut his teeth in the league in coaching. Since the Super Bowl, it's gone downhill, and it's very, very frustrating. So I'm not calling for his job, but, boy, wouldn't it be nice to have someone that can shore up that defense for our team, for sure.
And I appreciate the call, Dan. I'm not sure if Bill Belichick would be the answer here. Now, Jason Light knows him. We're not going to start speculating right now on that. I think Bill Belichick is absolutely going to get back in it. I think he ends up in the NFC East. I think there'll be a couple of coaches there looking for a job after this season. Even though ownership came out and issued the dreaded vote of confidence for Brian Daboll, if Belichick shows any interest in the Giants job, I think he can have it. And then, of course, Mike McCarthy. The Dallas Cowboys are an absolute disaster right now. Disaster. Dave is up in Hudson. Dave, what's going on?
Oh, I'm cranky. I'm tired. I stayed up last night to talk to you, and I took it out on my employees today, unfortunately.
What a great boss.
Here we go. I know. Isn't that nice?
No,
you ready for this?
You insulted him a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
Go ahead. Well, I'm ready.
Now, okay. Andy Reid, 8-0. John Harbaugh, 6-3. Sean Payton, 5-4. Mike Tomlin, 6-2. Sean McDermott, 7-2. Jim Harbaugh, 5-3. Dan Campbell, 7-1. Matt LaFleur, 6-3. All winning records. The last two, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, 4-4. Now, one of those coaches, I'll bet my damn life on it, they would have kicked a field goal. They would have gone for the 2-point play. They wouldn't have gone with the analytics. They would have gone with their gut. That was the time to go for the 2-point play in that game with the situation, because there's no guarantee in the overtime that the Bucs were going to get the ball. There's no guarantee. The worst case scenario happened. You lost the toss, and then what do you call it? The Chiefs scored. So you have a better chance, in my opinion, to go and go for the 2-pointer, 2 yards. If you get it, great. If you don't execute the play and you didn't get it, still great. You did the right move. There's the problem with our coach. He's not aggressive, and I want you to ask Gramatica a question.
Yes.
I want you to ask him if, when during the week when they have meetings, because this coach did not do it. I guarantee he didn't do it. He called a freaking timeout with 30 seconds left. Head coaches don't do that. Good head coaches don't call a timeout with 30 seconds left.
I agree, Dave. He shouldn't have done that.
Okay. He shouldn't have done it. He should have. And by the way, wouldn't it have been ironic if we got a 2-point play and he scored, and then 30 seconds left, they went down and kicked a freaking field goal to win the game? What would we be saying about the head coach? Get rid of him. But here it is. Here's the situation. All those head coaches I just named, no way in hell would have kicked the field goal in that situation.
Well, I don't know.
Way.
I don't know if I would go that far. Most of those guys you name were offensive guys, and I appreciate the phone call, Dave, because I'm up against it. It's only a 2-hour show. Here's what I find interesting, okay? And I was watching a lot of games on Sunday. I was watching Miami-Buffalo. When Miami tied that game late, they had Tua, they got Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, they had all these guys. They had an opportunity to go for 2 in the win. They didn't do it. Seahawks tied that game late. I was watching that game too. Geno Smith threw 2 incredible balls to Jackson Smith and Jigba consecutively, including one to get into the end zone. They're at home. They had a chance to go for 2 and maybe the win. They didn't do it. Went into overtime. Rams won that game. And there was another instance. I just had it in front of me. Let's see. Dolphins, the Seahawks. Oh, the Patriots tied it on that crazy play with Drake May, where he's running around for like a half an hour, and he finds Ramondre Stevenson. That was very late in the game and late in regulation against Tennessee. They didn't go for 2 either. They kicked the extra point. And guess what? It went into overtime, and they lost to the Titans, 20-17. So it happened in 3 other games. 3 touchdowns scored very, very late. And all 3 of those coaches decided to kick the extra point and take their chances. Now, not every situation is the same. Context is very important. And I think when you look at the Bucs situation in Kansas City last night, I think going for 2 was ultimately the right call because your defense was on the field too long, your defense stinks, and you have Patrick Mahomes on the other side. Those are all variables you have to consider at that point. And when you consider all 3, I think going for 2 was probably the logical move. And Todd Bowles didn't do it. He didn't. And that's his fault. And calling that timeout with 30 seconds left, that was also his fault. Clock management has never been his forte. And I like Todd too, but that's just my opinion on it. 888-546-4620. Text at 82945. All right, when we come back, Martin Gramatica, by the way, at 4 o'clock, I'm going to ask him about the decision to go for 2. And then at 4:30, fill in the blank. Todd Bowles' decision to kick the extra point instead of going for 2 was blank. Is right. You can put in a grunt, too. You can fill in the blank with a grunt. When we come back, we'll be constructing a W. The Bolts are back in action tonight. We'll also let you know what's on tonight. That's coming your way next here on The Drive.
WDAE.
Traffic update.
From the Safe Touch Security Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
A wreck in South Tampa, northbound Dale Mabry, just north of Swan. Also a crash on Florida and Fletcher. And we're seeing delays on southbound 301, approaching a crash near Sly. Westbound I-4, wreck off to the right-hand side near 22nd Street. And building traffic in Tampa, northbound 275 from Lois towards downtown. Get traffic info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm Randy Myers.
To our Florida neighbors, your Lowe's community is still here with you as you recover after Hurricane Milton. Lean on them for help with cleanup and repair. Visit Lowe's in store or online to find out about relief efforts in your area and to get emergency supplies now.
At Rivard Buick GMC, our hearts go out to everyone affected by the recent storms. We understand the challenges of rebuilding. And if a new or a used vehicle is a part of that journey, Rivard is here for you. Rest assured, the massive discounts you're accustomed to remain, regardless of inventory levels. While many dealers may raise prices based on availability, Rivard stands firm and is committed to supporting our community through this tough time. Visit RivardBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
To our Florida neighbors, your Lowe's community is still here with you. As you recover after Hurricane Milton, you can lean on us for help with cleanup and repair. We're open and ready to help you get the supplies you need after the storm. We're here for your community. Visit Lowe's in-store or online to find out about relief efforts in your area and to get emergency supplies now.
Jay Retcher here from my friends at The Rhino. Defend your home from immense flooding, erosion, and foundation damage with The Rhino Home Services. Visit therhino.com to schedule your free home exterior inspection today to prepare for the next storm or identify damage from the last one, both visible and hidden. Their experts are ready to help right now, whether it's with preparation or recovery. Visit therhino.com today to schedule. Therhino.com, your local home services partner.
Get up to a 30% upfront bonus to use for your retirement income or up to 12% per year to help grow your retirement income. Whether you're in retirement or will be retiring within 10 years, Trajan Wealth can offer some of the highest guarantees in the business. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know no one wants to work forever. We all need to retire someday, and I know you've worked hard for your money, so now is the time to guarantee it. Take advantage of up to a 30% upfront bonus for your retirement income or up to 12% per year for retirement income. Don't woulda, shoulda, coulda. Get up to a 30% bonus just for opening an account or up to 12% per year for retirement income. Don't leave your retirement to chance. Retire the right way, the Trajan way with Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan today at 813-550-1000. That's 813-550-1000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states says Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
iHeartRadio has the 2024 presidential election covered with Decision 2024. Listen for real-time results and updates as the votes come in. From key races to national trends, our team will cover it all. Tonight, stay informed and stay connected on the go with your free iHeartRadio app. Just search election to listen to iHeart's 24/7 news channel.
A people-first presidency.
Make America great again.
Decision 2024 on iHeartRadio.
Hey, it's Mark with PG Men's Health. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? We've got a groundbreaking solution that's transformed the lives of thousands of men. Our acoustic wave technology is backed by over 50 clinical studies, including research from Cambridge University. It revitalizes blood flow by repairing blood vessels, all without the need for pills or the worry of side effects. If you're ready to get the blood flowing where you want it, when you want it, call us now. Not only will you get the exam, the assessment, even the blood flow ultrasound completely free, but for those who call today, we're also throwing in your first treatment free. This is worth hundreds of dollars, and it's yours free if you call in the next 2 minutes. Call 813-769-0890. That's 813-769-0890. Guys, it's time to reclaim your love life and put an end to your erectile dysfunction. Call 813-769-0890. Locations in both Tampa and Sarasota. Call PG Men's Health now to qualify. 813-769-0890.
Tampa Bay has champions. And Ken Hagen is Hillsborough County's biggest champion. Hagen fights for tax cuts, giving all of us relief from rising prices. Hagen redirected billions into growth projects, repaving and reducing traffic. Hagen protected our quality of life with flood prevention, infrastructure, and recreation improvements. And Hagen led the way for affordable housing, especially for seniors. Ken Hagen is Hillsborough's biggest champion. Paid for by Ken Hagen, Republican for Hillsborough County Commission.
Skip the hassle and sell your home with the strongest cash offer this fall. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Aaron Jacobson here, and there are no showings, no open houses, and no costly repairs. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating.
Keep celebrating when you bundle and save with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Tampa.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Text HAPPY to 20129.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
Partly cloudy, breezy, and humid this election day with the chance of a shower. High 86 degrees. Tonight cloudy and humid, chance of a shower, low 76. Tomorrow's cloudy in the morning with afternoon showers, breezy and very warm, high 88 degrees. Get weather info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm Amy Snyder.
BetOnline.net is the world's most trusted betting platform with the largest selection of odds on everything from football, basketball, hockey, to entertainment and political props. BetOnline has you covered. Head to BetOnline today to get in on all the action. BetOnline, the game starts here.
1, 2, 3. Broadcasting live from the Rude Air Conditioning Studios. We are Tampa Bay's home for sports and Buccaneers fans around the world. Over 20 years and counting. 95.3 WDAE and the mighty AM 620. Powered locally by Ferguson HVAC. Bookmark it. 953WDAE.com for all your Tampa Bay sports needs and more. Now, back to The Drive with T-Kraz on WDAE. Streaming live on Alexa and the free iHeartRadio app. Constructing a W. Presented by CMK Construction.
Yes, sir. And here's our guy, Chris Mathis.
All right, Tampa Bay, your Lightning return to action tonight. They're in St. Louis, so they'll square off with the St. Louis Blues. T-Kraz, I'll let you go first, my man.
Braden Point, my guy, is out of this game tonight with a lower body injury. So the Lightning have a couple of injuries that they're nursing. They've also dropped their last 2 games in which they have allowed 12 goals. So Andrei Vasilevsky is a guy that will be on the spot. He will be in net tonight for the Lightning against a St. Louis team that is 6 up, 6 down. And with Jake Enso banged up and Point out, Nikita Kucherov is going to be relied upon to really put forth a big-time offensive performance. And so far, Kuch has got 20 points, 10 goals, and 10 assists.
Good for Kucherov!
It is good for Kucherov.
Well, let's hope that he balls out tonight, Tom, and gets that W for our Tampa Bay Lightning. However, on the flip side, the Blues, the big bad Blues, they look to hand the Bolts their 3rd consecutive loss. St. Louis coming off of a big win over the weekend against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And now St. Louis looks to put together their first back-to-back win streak dating back to October 19th. It's been a little while since the Blues have won back-to-back games. St. Louis has gone 3-2 overall at home. And left winger Jake Neighbors, he's going to be a guy that's going to be testing Andrei Vasilevsky tonight. He's scored 4 goals and 1 assist so far for St. Louis.
All right, there you have it. The Blues and the Lightning tonight at 8 o'clock. It is Constructing a W presented by my good friends over at CMK Construction, the kitchen and bath experts, proudly serving Tampa Bay and Sarasota communities. Call them today, 813-321-4426, or visit them online, cmkconstructioninc.com. Together, we'll make tomorrow brighter.
What's on tonight with The Drive?
All right, there you have it. And it's brought to you by our guy, John Howard, and his amazing team at HowardTeamHomeLoans.com. Here's our guy, Chris Mathis.
All right, Tampa Bay, right here on DAE. We've got Bucs Total Access with the head coach of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Todd Bowles. I know, Coach, not at this time, but starting at 5 o'clock until 6 o'clock on the free iHeartRadio app. Hopefully we'll hear a little bit more regarding some of those decisions he made last night on Bucs Total Access. Also, while you're at it and already on the free iHeartRadio app, search up The Drive, click follow, and you'll be notified any and every time we post an interview, a segment, or a commercial-free hour-by-hour feature as well. Do not miss out on that. That's The Drive right there in your pocket.
He's a bum.
Yeah, thanks. There you have it. Martin Gramatica coming up in a matter of moments. And then we have fill in the blank. Let's go to Corey up in Nashville. What's going on, Corey?
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm in Milwaukee right now. I'm actually flying back from the game, and I'm at Milwaukee Airport for the connecting flight back home to Nashville. So I just see Corey from Milwaukee right now.
Corey from Nashville, who's in Milwaukee. What's happening?
Three things here. And I'm gonna be quick. We got certain instances here where I firmly believe we're completely mismanaged. Let's go back to the divisional round. We scored a touchdown late in that game, and we go for 2 for whatever reason. I don't go for 2 to win. You don't go for 2 in that position. Go to Baltimore's game. You telling me Chris Godwin is in the game because you want to play to the final second. And then last night we got the division champ, the Super Bowl champs in their house. We scored that touchdown, and you immediately, first of all, you went to the 1-yard line and you call a ridiculous timeout. Then we score that touchdown and you kick the extra point. These are things that aren't adding up. It seems like you're just doing things. There seems like no rhyme or reason. And this season specifically, every time when we have to insert Todd Bowles into an opportunity to win a football game, we lose. Last night, that was Baker and that was Liam Cohen. And as soon as Todd Bowles is inserted into that game, meaning he has to call defense, he has to manage the clock, we look inept, we look ill-prepared. And I hate to say it on radio. I know, iHeartRadio, big radio there in Tampa, but yeah, he has about 8 games, man. I think the team is kind of stale on him right now, more so than they were even last year on that losing streak. All right, that's my callback. I'll call back later.
Well, safe travels, Corey. I appreciate it as always. That's Corey, who lives in Nashville, calling from Milwaukee, was at the game last night. Here's what I'll say. I don't think this team has quit on Todd Bowles, and I got some of that last night. I see no evidence of that. And trust me, I would know if something like that were taking place. That's not happening. This team is out there. They're fighting hard. Nobody's laying down like a bunch of prostitutes. No one's quitting on him. That's not happening here. He's got an important game Sunday against the 49ers. I can tell you that. That game will be very significant when it comes to tiebreakers. The Niners are coming off the bye. They will, in all likelihood, have Christian McCaffrey back, so that's not a good sign. But the Buccaneers are badly in need of this bye week because they need to regroup in the worst possible way, and they need to get guys healthy. They need to try and figure out what's happening on the back end. It looked a little bit better last night defensively than it had in the other games, but still, you allowed 30 points. And that's been happening now for the last 5 games. And you're not going to win many games doing that. All right, coming up, we're going to ask a guy who's been in the middle of it. Martin Gramatica is standing by. Would he have gone for 2? Plus, what took place at the end of that USF-FAU game, too. I think Martin's got some thoughts on that. The ill-fated handshake between Alex Golish and Tom Herman, which was great theater, by the way. That's coming away next year on The Drive. Chanel.
This holiday season, Straight Talk Wireless is letting you say yes a lot more with real unlimited data. Yes to sharing pics of the ugliest holiday sweaters. Yes to checking weather on the go for surprise sledding trips. And with a free phone at sign up, let the yes-tivities begin.
No way!
Yes way. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 1/5/25 while supplies last at participating stores. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store activation on select single-line plans. Limit of 2 phones per customer. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
WDAE wants to put a grand in your hand. 9 chances every weekday to win $1,000. Just listen for the nationwide keyword to enter at 953WDAE.com.
At the Home Depot, we know you can't control everything, like when your guests arrive too early for Saturday college football. But you can control your grill. With the Traeger Timberline XL, you can watch the game, not the grill. Monitor your football feast from anywhere using the Traeger app. With the Timberline XL, you can bake, smoke, sear, fry, and saute. That's Desmond Howard level versatility.
Huddle up. The food's done.
Defend your game time with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
ABC Wednesdays.
Y'all complain all day. We want books. We want paper towels in the classroom. Bet you want raises, too.
I'm still waiting on the paper towels.
Abbott Elementary returns with the new season.
We asked the district for more after-school programs. They gave us $50 for class pets instead.
Critics cheer. Abbott Elementary continues to be one of the funniest and most beloved shows on TV.
What y'all doing out there?
Taking bribes.
Proud of y'all.
Abbott Elementary, Wednesdays, 9:30, 8:30 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
To all you tool people out there, has Harbor Freight got a deal for you? Big savings every single day this November. Because we know that right now, when the price of everything only seems to go up, you need a place where prices stay low. So shop in-store or online for quality tools you can trust at prices you'll love every day. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Rock on down the highway to the Tampa Bay Fall RV Show, Thursday through Sunday, November 7th through 10th at the Florida State Fairgrounds. It's the first showing of the new 2025 RVs with lifestyle booths, entertainment, and daily door prizes. Adults only $5, kids under 16 free. Thursday, seniors save $1. Military and first responders save $1 every day. Coupons available at frvta.org. It's the Tampa Bay Fall RV Show, Florida State Fairgrounds.
You've got so many chances to win big on Hard Rock Bet. Even a small bet can bring in that serious cash. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Unbelievable. They've hit the parlay. Let's go!
Big payouts for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor. Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Sponsored by HowardTeamHomeLoans.com.
Broadcasting from the Rude Air Conditioning Studios, where Buccaneers fans call home. All around the world, we are 95.3 FM, W237CW Pinellas Park, WRUB HD3 Clearwater, and the mighty 620 WDAE St. Petersburg. Streaming live right now on your free iHeartRadio app. All your sports, music, talk, and podcasts. Hey, Bucs fans, free has never sounded so good. WDAE has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. GRAND. That's GRAND. Enter it now. 953WDAE.com. It's Tuesday. From Newport Richey to Zephyr Hills and all around Tampa Bay, plus worldwide on iHeartRadio.
The gloves are off. I'm playing hardball. It's 4th and 15, and you're looking at a full court press.
You're tuned into the voice of the Tampa Bay sports fan.
You're going to like this guy. He's all right. He's a good fella. He's one of us.
Buckle up. Because you're on the drive with T-Kraz. Afternoons on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
No, we went for one. We took our shots. We had our chances all game. We just lost the game. It didn't come down to that.
Yeah, that's Todd Bowles after the overtime loss last night at Arrowhead to the two-time defending champion Chiefs. He said we had our chances. It didn't come down to going for two or not going for two, but that appears to be a hot talking point here this afternoon as the Buccaneers are now 4-5. With the 49ers coming to town on Sunday. Good afternoon, Tampa Bay. Welcome back on this election day. It is 4:04 on your ride home. The Drive with T-Kraz presented by Moss Nissan. Chris Mathis on the other side. And we are so glad to have you with us. Live in living color, 95.3 FM, the mighty AM 620. Streaming along the iHeartRadio app. Download it for free. It's awesome. You can watch us. YouTube is down temporarily, so you can still watch us via the stream. We're streaming on X and Twitch at 953 WDAE. We've got fill in the blank coming up at the bottom of the hour. The NFL trade deadline has come and gone. It was at 4 o'clock. Plenty of trades going down. Buccaneers could have used some help, I can tell you that, especially in their secondary after Josh Hayes was just used and abused by DeAndre Hopkins, Patrick Mahomes and company. Chiefs scored 30 points last night for the first time all year. And the Bucs defense continues to struggle. They have allowed 30 or more points in 4 of their last 5 games. What about that decision to not go for 2? Here's Todd Bowles last night on that.
Very minor. We wanted to get it to overtime with the wet conditions on the field. We felt like we had to go into overtime instead of go for 2. So we had our shots. We lost the game.
Wet conditions? What does that mean? I mean, because wet conditions, as my next guest will attest to, can also affect the kicking game. Long snapper, wet ball, snaps it back to the holder, who's got to put it down, laces out, and then you kick it. A lot can go wrong with a kick, too. Thankfully, Chase McLaughlin made it. So was not going for 2 the right move or no? Let's go to the Central Florida Behavioral Health Network DA hotline. Learn more at cfbhn.org. He's standing by, our weekly contributor, former Buccaneer great Martin Gramatica, courtesy of Lifeguard Imaging, saving lives through early detection. Martin, how are you, man?
I'm good, Tom. I'm good. I wish it could be Victory Tuesday, but I'm doing well.
Oh, boy. What a mess last night. Let's talk about that decision right at the end. So the 2-point conversion rate in the NFL this season is 32%, which is far from a gimme. Everyone's like, let's go for 2. And maybe, considering the circumstances, you got Patrick Mahomes on the other side, maybe Todd Bowles should have done that. But if you were in his position, what would you have done?
Well, it's a lot easier to say I would have done this or done that the day after, but in the heat of the moment, one of the things, and I was actually hanging out with Mike Allstott this morning, we talked about if they had time, which they didn't, and they didn't have a timeout, they could have just huddled up the captains and say, what do you guys want to do? Let's do it as a team. Let's make that choice as a team, and let's go. And whatever the team chose. The thing is, in the heat of the moment, it just happened so quick, and the automatic was just to kick the extra point and then go to overtime, because now if you score, now you got to think about what to play play are you going to call.
Right.
And then, obviously, if you don't get it, then you're going to be criticized for not getting it. And I think either way could have gone either way because you didn't want Patrick Mahomes. And I think Baker Mayfield's reaction pretty much is the way we all reacted when the coin toss. Oh, he got it. It's over. Because that's Patrick Mahomes. So you wanted to keep the ball away from him. Unfortunately, we couldn't, and that's what he does in the overtimes.
What about that decision to call that timeout? Palmer makes the catch. He gets down to the 1-yard line with 30 seconds left, and Bowles is calling a timeout. And I know Troy Aikman was going nuts. Like, why would you call a timeout there? I like Todd, but you know what? When it comes to game management and his use of timeouts and clock management and everything else, I think he still has a lot to learn. He's got a lot to improve upon there.
And that's probably one where you could say you don't call the timeout, especially with Patrick Mahomes, because now you score and you don't leave him any time. With 30 seconds, even if you did go for 2 and got it, 30 seconds is a lot of time for Patrick Mahomes. So that's maybe where you do not call it. And then you can use it for when you score, call that timeout, and now think about what do we do instead of rushing it. So I agree. Maybe they probably called it a little too soon. But again, it's so much easier to do the day after. When you're in the heat of the moment, you don't know if he's going to catch the ball or not. He catches it now. What do we do? And you didn't want to run out of time either. If you don't call the timeout and you don't get a play in, and then you run out of time, then we're going to criticize him for not stopping the clock. So it happens so fast.
It does, and it's a lot to consider, and you have to process it in like 15, 20 seconds, and the great ones are able to do that because people like Sean McVay and Andy Reid, they think about these things throughout the week, and they have guys who help them out with that sort of thing, and I think Todd absolutely needs help in that area. What about his excuse about the wet conditions, about not going for 2? I don't know. I don't understand that.
No, that one. I don't understand. Maybe because the wet conditions, the chance of making the 2-point conversion go to a lower percentage. So that's why a fumble snap or a bad handoff or something. So now he's thinking, let's just snap, holding, kick it, which is a little bit more automatic. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I couldn't answer that one.
But as a former kicker, a lot can happen in wet conditions with the long snapper and the holder and the kicker and your plant leg and everything else. There's a lot that could go wrong there too.
Oh no, for sure. Ask Tony Romo, and it wasn't even raining. So yeah. So I like. You're right. I mean, it's anytime there's conditions and it rained all day, the soft ground, it plays a part in all of it. Obviously the plant before the kicker, the snap, the hold as well. But so could you use that excuse? Yeah, but then you still had the same conditions to kick it. So I get it. I don't know why he mentioned that as an excuse, where anything you do is going to be affected by the conditions.
Without question. Martin Gramatica is with me, courtesy of Lifeguard Imaging. We're going to talk to him about that in a matter of moments here on the show on this Election Tuesday. The defense, Martin. I mean, look, the Chiefs hadn't scored 30 points all year long. They did it last night, and obviously they needed overtime to do it. But in 4 of the last 5 games, the Bucs have allowed 30 or more points. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I mean, are you at like a 9 or a 10, being like the most worried or panic mode regarding this defense?
I think more than panic is frustrated, because we have the talent, we have the players. At times, we look good against the Chiefs. You're talking about the Chiefs, and now they added players, so they're clicking because, Travis Kelce hasn't clicked all year. Now, all of a sudden, he does. More than that, just frustrated because, we should be doing better, and we have the players to do better. I just don't know what the answer is right now. It's obviously pass rush, but when you look at Patrick Mahomes, the one pass to Hopkins and then down the middle, I mean, that's only Patrick Mahomes can do that. There's not too many guys that can do that. It's one of those where it's just a perfect play by them, even though you defended it well and you put pressure on him. So I'm not panicked, but I am a little frustrated that we're not playing better.
It's funny, that play, and I went back and watched it a couple of times, and Antoine Winfield Jr. looked like he was waiting for a punt. He's standing there with his arms out, waiting for that ball to come down, and then DeAndre Hopkins makes this great catch in between a couple of defenders, and just not enough playmaking back there. And they have a serious problem at corner because Josh Hayes was just lit up by DeAndre Hopkins. They need Jamel Dean back. They need a lot of help, Martin, on that side of the ball.
Yeah, and it's hard to criticize Winfield Jr. because he does such a great job every week, and he's one of our most consistent defenders. But you're always taught to get the ball high point, go out and get it up top. And even in soccer, the goalkeepers, you tell them go get it up, up high. And that's when maybe the timing and just the way the ball was coming, he thought he could just wait for it to drop in his arms. And that's where, if he would have gone up for it, I would think it would have been an incomplete pass, if not an interception. So I think that's the one where once he watches the film, he's going to be like, man, I want that back, because for sure it could have been an incomplete pass, 100%, if not an interception.
The positives offensively, look, without Mike and Chris, Cade Otton had another great game, another 8-catch game. He caught a touchdown. I thought Baker was really good. He didn't turn the ball over. I mean, Liam Cohen, it's time to start talking about this guy being a true difference maker, and he has been really all year long. Even with all these injuries, they put up 24 points. I thought they ran it well when they decided to run the ball. Again, no Sean Tucker until the second half. I'm not sure what's going on there, but offensively, overall, you got to love what the Buccaneers are doing there.
Oh, 100%. Liam Cohen, he's done a phenomenal job. Our offense is so unpredictable. It's not like it used to be where we could decide and know what's coming. Now, they have some trick plays, some misdirection plays. He spreads the ball around. Obviously, if we had our weapons, they'd be even better. So, and then Baker's playing, very mistake-free football. Besides that one early on that, everybody lost our breath for a second and the ball drops. Okay, thank God. And then after that, he took care of the ball really well. So the running backs are running hard. Bucky Urban, he's doing a phenomenal job. And then obviously White getting the touchdown. So overall, offensively, I think they should be pleased, and they must be pleased. We just got to start playing better defense. Yeah, the defense is absolutely a mess right now. And you mentioned you were hanging out with Mike Allstott this morning. I bet you he would have won for 2, right? No, he's the one that came up with the idea we should call a timeout, even though we didn't have a timeout, and then huddle up the captains. So that's one of those decisions that you need multiple people involved. Like you said, maybe other coaches But in that case, you could go to your captain, say, what do you guys want to do? What do you think we should do? We're playing an undefeated team. We're playing the Chiefs. We're playing Patrick Mahomes. Let's go get it. And most guys, I would think, let's go get it.
Absolutely.
Let's finish it.
Yeah, listen, every player would have won for it there. I mean, look, you can tell me too because you actually play the game, but players always want to go for it, don't they? You always want to be aggressive.
Well, you know that you have on the other side Patrick Mahomes. So the way to keep the ball away from him 100% is by going for two. When you don't go for two, you kick the extra point, you tie it, now you leave it up to a coin toss. So there's a 50-50 chance that he'll get the ball. So taking the ball away from his hands would have been going for two. But, again, like I said earlier, Tom, it's so much easier said today without any pressure, with time to think, and with it, not working out, because now if we kick the extra point, we get the ball first, we go down and score, and then Todd Bowles is brilliant, for not going for two. So, you can't win usually when it comes to that last-minute decisions.
And no matter what Bowles would have done last night, he would have gotten crushed. Honestly, if he would have won for two and then, I can't believe you won for two. Look at a conversion rate, 32%. Why did he go for two? Blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, look, that's just the way it is with him. I mean, people are going to hate no matter what on him. I think at the end of the day, he probably should have went for two, considering it's Mahomes on the other side, and you probably weren't going to see the ball again. And, when Baker Mayfield lost that coin toss, and he's kind of like looking up like, I can't believe this is happening again. I think he kind of knew that Mahomes was going to do his thing, and he was never going to get the ball back.
No, and that's the thing. That they're not going for the field goals. They're going for the touchdown. The field goal is their last resort. If we stop them, now they're going to kick it. But if not, their mind is to go score. And that's, I think, Baker's face told all of us, this is it. It's over pretty much. And that's kind of, it deflated everybody once we lost that coin toss.
He knew it was over. He knew he wasn't going to get the ball back. All right, 4-5. The season is kind of spiraling out of control here. You got the 49ers at home Sunday at 1 o'clock. By the way, no more primetime games. I'm done with primetime. We're done. 0-3 this year. Lost a couple games last year. I'm finished with the night games. So 1 o'clock Sunday, I think that's where we should be living moving forward. But the Niners come here. They're pretty good. They've got 2 weeks to prepare. It looks like Christian McCaffrey will be back. I mean, how do you size this one up this week?
No, I feel it's a very winnable game. The 49ers have not been as consistent, and obviously they haven't had Christian McCaffrey, but if he does come back, he's not going to be 100%. He's not going to be able to have the workload that he's had, and they're probably not going to want him to have that workload and then get him injured again, so they're going to ease him into it, so that's a positive for us. Purdy at times has not looked great. We're putting pressure on him, and we did at times yesterday get a little pressure on Patrick Mahomes, and Purdy not being as mobile, I think we'll be able to get pressure on him. So I think it's a very winnable game. And then, after the bye week, we have a very favorable schedule, so I'm not panicking. The only thing that scares me is that we did lose both to Atlanta. So the tie breaks what scares me. So we need Atlanta to start losing some games.
Yeah, and look, Atlanta's got some favorable matchups as well over the second half of the season. But the Niners come in at 4-4. They will have 2 weeks to prepare. It's going to be another physical game Sunday, 1 o'clock at Ray J. We're talking about it with Martin Gramatica, courtesy of Lifeguard Imaging, saving lives through early detection. And a 5-minute scan can literally save your life, Martin. I did it. I brought my mom in there. She got it done as well. Great staff over there, Lifeguard Imaging. So tell us more about it.
Amazing staff. I'm so happy. We have some great people there. So we're doing preventative scans for heart disease, cancer, detecting hundreds of cancers in its early stages. And the one thing that we always say is the sooner someone gets that baseline done, the better, because you never know what could be going on inside. And cancer and heart disease does not discriminate. It could happen to anybody. You could be as fit as can be, or you could be as unhealthy as can be, and the results could be alarming. So just come get a scan, and we'll take care of you.
Yeah, dial pound 250 right now. You get a free heart scan worth $599. Just make sure you let them know that you heard about it right here with The Drive with yours truly and Martine on WDAE. Again, dial pound 250, keyword lifeguard. Martine, I appreciate a couple minutes of your time, and if you see Mike Allstott, let him know that I said hello.
I sure will. So, no, thanks for having me, and I look forward to talking to you next week.
Oh, wait a minute. Before you go, you can't leave without me asking you about that USF FAU game right at the end. Coach Golish going for 2. He was up by a lot of points. Now, Tom Herman, he kicked an onside kick last year. They scored 56 on USF. Coach Golish returned the favor, and then there was that awkward handshake there in midfield. What did you make of that?
I love it. I mean, first of all, if they disrespect you on your home field, you go over there and whoop their butts. I mean, there's nothing better than that. And then the handshake, that was awesome. That's showing you that Coach Golish is not fake. He doesn't like the guy. Why shake his hand? So I would have just, personally, I would have caught him with an elbow, too, on the way there. But probably nicer than I am.
I can't wait to talk to him on Thursday, man. We're going to chop it up about that. I'm not sure how much he will tell me about what took place there, but I thought that was highly entertaining, man. There was some juice there. I like that.
But you know what, Tom, the kids feed off that energy, because if your coach is disrespected and your team's disrespected like they did last year, because they kick an onside kick when they were winning by so much, that's disrespectful. So now you get him back and you're showing your kids, hey, I'm here for you guys. And that's how my son felt about it. So, my son's one of the players, and he loved it because that's his guy.
That's his guy. No question about it. You're 100% right about that. So we'll talk to Coach Golish on Thursday about that. Martin, I appreciate it, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good. Have a good day.
You do as well. That's Martin Gramatica. Awesome. Courtesy of Lifeguard Imaging, saving lives through early detection. Let's take a phone call in here. We got Fill in the Blank coming up. Ryan is in Tarpon Springs. Ryan?
Hey, T-Chris. Thanks for taking the call.
Hey, buddy.
Just a quick take on, as usual, I agree with about half of what you said. Great interview with Gramatica. I agree with you. The half I do agree with you with is that people are a little too hard on Bowles. Myself, I used to be one of them last year, but after last year, Bowles kind of coaches a lot like Mayfield plays. When their backs are against the wall, they get more aggressive. They kind of go to another level. Bowles made his name. Yeah, he's the highest blitz rate in the league, every year. And then it seems like when our skid this season started, it was like we're in zone and prevent or something. But I thought last night he had them keyed up. He had a great game plan. I thought they were more aggressive on defense. Cohen called a perfect game. If it doesn't work out with Bowles, I think our next head coach is in the building. I'll put it that way. But I like Bowles. I defended him about the Godwin thing. I mean, the likelihood of Godwin having his ankle turned backwards was about the same likelihood of us winning the game. So call it a coin flip. Just like you don't want to go to a coin flip against Atlanta that you lose. Same thing last night. I mean, he should have gone for 2. I don't think anybody would have beat him up over it. That's the half of the take I disagree with. I mean, for 40 years, I'm 42, my whole life, 70s, 80s, 90s, up until like 4 or 5 years ago, how many times did all the pundits say, the fans are stupid for screaming for coaches to go for it on 4th and inches and 4th and 1. And then now that all the analytics come out, it's like, no, actually the fans have been right for the last half century, and it's the coaches and the people that think they know better that actually don't. I think Tom Brady said that there's not nearly as many smart people in the NFL as people think there are. So I don't think anybody would have beat him up for going for 2. I think the consensus is, do you go for it there? But it's a shame because I think he's a good coach. I'm not on the get rid of Bowles wagon. I think we rally the wagons. I think our chili's going to boil over. It's running so hot right now. I think San Fran, we light them up and we start playing with more attitude because we did let it get away. We had it. And anyway, that's my take. I'll let you comment.
I appreciate the call as always, Ryan. And here's the thing. I like Bowles too personally, but when I see something, I'm going to say something. His clock management leaves a lot to be desired, and you saw it again last night. And in real time, you have to make that decision to kick the extra point or go for 2. Real time, which means you have like 5, 10, 15, 20. Now, when they're driving down the field, he's got to be thinking about it already. And all coaches are doing just that. He's got to start thinking about it. Okay, if we get in the end zone, are we going for 2 or are we kicking the extra point? You have to start thinking about that. And maybe he already had his mind made up. But I gave you 3 instances around the league where touchdowns were scored very, very late by the Seahawks against the Rams. The Dolphins did it against the Bills. The Patriots did it on that wild play by Drake May. And I just find it interesting that all those teams went for the extra point. And you know what? All those teams lost too. 888-546-4620. So there's a lesson to be learned. Now the conversion rate again is 32% this year. And it's the lowest that we've seen in more than 2 decades in going for 2. Why? Because you're down there at the 2-yard line. It's condensed. It's a short area of the field. I think the Chiefs' defense is good, although last night, you saw a couple of leaks. And kudos to Liam Cohen because I thought he called another really good game. And Baker Mayfield executed it perfectly. And they're going to need a lot of that, man, Sunday against San Francisco. They're well-rested. They're a well-coached team. It's going to be another physical game. It's going to be tough, real tough. All right, when we come back, we're late for a break. Fill in the blank. Todd Bowles' decision to kick the extra point was blank. That's coming up next. Shell.
You're locked in to The Drive with T-Crash.
Guys, we're into the month of November, believe it or not. And over at Moss Nissan, there are guys, T-Kraz and Chris Mathis alongside. They've got Black Friday savings taking place throughout the month of November. The best selection of new Nissans in the Tampa Bay area can be found at Moss Nissan. And get this, no payments until 2025, Chris.
You got that right, Tom. Rates as low as 0% as well, and pre-owned vehicles priced wholesale to the public.
Without question, and every purchase comes with the industry-exclusive Moss Care, which includes lifetime oil changes, tire rotations, and much, much more. I've got Moss Care on my vehicle. I bought my last 2 vehicles over at Moss Nissan because I trust them. High quality, great service, great customer satisfaction. Their service department is unbelievable. That's what they do over at Moss Nissan. In fact, Chris Mathis, you're headed over tomorrow.
Yeah, I am. They're going to take care of an oil change, tire rotation, and balance. So super excited to get out there, man. They take good care of me, and they'll do the same for you guys, too.
Oh, Brad Meredith is good people when he wants to be. All right, check them out. 3 locations. I'm just kidding, Brad. North Tampa, Newport Richey, and Brooksville. And you can check out their inventory online at mossnissan.com. That's mossnissan.com. Moss Nissan, whatever it takes.
WDAE
traffic update.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Serious crash in Tampa blocks all lanes on Sly Avenue near North Boulevard. Also a crash on northbound Bruceby Downs approaching Bierce and northbound Dale Mabry just north of Swan. Crash on eastbound Fowler Avenue near River Hills. And we're seeing delays on westbound I-4 just before 275. Northbound 275 slow from just off the Howard Franklin towards downtown. Get traffic info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm Randy Myers.
To our Florida neighbors, your Lowe's community is still here with you as you recover after Hurricane Milton. Lean on them for help with cleanup and repair. Visit Lowe's in store or online to find out about relief efforts in your area and to get emergency supplies now.
To all you tool people out there, has Harbor Freight got a deal for you? Big savings every single day this November. Because we know that right now, when the price of everything only seems to go up, you need a place where prices stay low. So shop in-store or online for quality tools you can trust at prices you'll love every day. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
For Bartow Ford, the recipe has always been simple. Best service, best selection, and best prices. It's the reason we have always outsold every other dealer in Polk County. And with the way prices have been lately, Bartow Ford wants to ensure we save our customers money. Look at our inventory online or in person. You will find the lowest prices around by far. Not even close. No gimmicks, games, or hidden fees. I am so certain there isn't a better deal out there that I am guaranteeing that we will beat any deal on a comparable vehicle or give you $1,000 cash. At Bartow Ford, we're different, and we prove it.
Log on now to the contest page at 953WDAE.com for your shot to beat the pro on the drive this Friday, where you could qualify for a 5-night stay in an oceanfront suite plus airfare, food, and a free round of golf at the Buccaneers Resort in St. Croix. No passport required. Just bring your A game. Hit up the contest page now and register to beat the pro on Tampa Bay's home for football. 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
Hey guys, do you want male performance in the bedroom and do you want it now? Get it in 47 seconds or less. For the first time, you can have instant male enhancement. Introducing Knox 47, the topical male enhancement that works in 47 seconds or less. Satisfaction guaranteed. Finally, after years of scientific research, our proprietary formula will allow you to perform in the bedroom like never before. Just imagine that little blue pill on steroids. No reason to settle and wait when you can get instant performance now. Forget about pills and potions that make you wait hours or up to 30 days to work. That's yesterday's news. Knox 47 is brand new. The hottest thing for men. And you don't need a prescription. Call now and get your free supply for a limited time.
To find out how to get Knox 47 for free, call now. 800-677-1453. That's 800-677-1453. Free bottles for limited time. Call 800-677-1453. That's 800-677-1453.
Shop Dell Technologies' early holiday savings event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Early holiday savings is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Listening on the free iHeartRadio app? Thanks to Farah and Farah, it's never been easier to send your opinions directly to your favorite show. When you open the app, click the red talkback microphone and hit send. Farah and Farah, here to make it easy, Tampa.
Andrew Duncan here, the Duncan Duo team at LPT Realty. To get an instant cash offer for your home, go to DuncanDuo.com. Again, an instant cash offer if you're ready to move on, tired of the storms, and ready to go somewhere else. Get an instant cash offer at DuncanDuo.com.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The free iHeart app goes everywhere you do, because it's always on your phone and ready for whatever you're in the mood for. Even better, when you plug your phone into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the app becomes part of the dash, with a seamless way to listen to your favorite radio stations, the latest must-hear podcast, or a custom playlist to get you focused. And with the holidays on the horizon, the app makes the perfect shopping companion while you search for the ultimate parking spot.
There it is!
Try Apple CarPlay or Android Auto with the iHeart app today.
iHeartRadio. With its new look and taste, Dasani is always crisp, clean, and refreshing. So, when thirst calls, answer with the new refreshed taste of Dasani water, now without salt. Learn more at Dasani.com.
When something happens to your kitchen and you say,
"This is ludicrous,"
you get...
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm.
That's right. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Hey guys, T-Kraz here for Catania and Catania. If you or someone you love has been injured in an accident, protect your rights. Do what I did. Call Catania and Catania, the personal injury law firm located right here in Tampa Bay. They work on a contingency, which means there's no cost to you unless they win. So give them a call. 813-222-8545. That's 813-222-8545 or online at CataniaCatania.com to get that free evaluation of your case. Catania and Catania, they put families first. Office Tampa, not attorney spokesman.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, CoolToday.com.
This report is sponsored by People's Gas.
Cloudy, humid, and breezy this election night. Low 76.
Wednesday, we're cloudy in the morning, rainy in the afternoon, breezy, very warm and humid, high 88 degrees. Get weather info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm Amy Snyder.
As Florida recovers from Hurricanes Helene and Milton, People's Gas wants to remind you to call 811 before you dig or allow others to dig on your property. For your safety, get underground utilities marked before clearing trees and debris. Remember, call 811.
You're locked into The Drive with T-Craz, presented by Moss Nissan on WDAE.
Let's play a game called Fill in the Blank. I kick around, listen and think.
Fill in the blank. All right, it is time for Fill in the Blank, presented by my guys over at California Closets Tampa Bay. Here's our guy, Chris Mathis.
All right, we just heard a grunt from Todd Bowles. He must have known he was going to be included quite a bit in today's edition of Fill in the Blank. Speaking of head coaches and not referring to Todd Bowles in this situation, the next head coach fired in the NFL is blank.
I think it's Doug Peterson of the Jaguars, and I just think that the synergy between he and Trevor Lawrence is not where it should be, and if it's going to be a pissing match between those two, Trevor Lawrence is winning. He's got the long-term contract. They'll absolutely get rid of Doug Peterson.
The one NFL team, Tom, that's been struggling up to this point or as of late that will turn it around is blank.
That will turn it around. I think the 49ers. They'll get McCaffrey back. Sorry, Bucs.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Now we know exactly how you're feeling about the game against the Bucs on Sunday, right?
Well, look, I mean, they're 4-4, but Kyle Shanahan, I still think he's a really good coach. They have a positive point differential. They'll have 2 weeks to prepare for this game. You know, they've had a number of injuries, just like everybody else, and they're trying to deal with it the best way that they can, but they're about to get one of the 3 or 4 best players in the NFL back on their team. So that's going to be a big boost. Yeah.
In its entirety, the NFL trade deadline today was blank.
To quote Todd Bowles, it's exciting. It's exciting. I love this, man. It reminds me of the Major League Baseball trade deadline. There were so many trades that were made, and I lost count after 7 or 8 trades that were made today. I love it. Teams are going for it. They're seeing an opportunity. The Steelers, they made multiple trades. The Lions, they got their pass rusher. They're going for it. The Commandos got Marshawn Lattimore. They're going for it. This is what you want to see. You want to see teams take the initiative and get aggressive and go for it.
Unfortunately, your Tampa Bay Buccaneers did not get aggressive and did not go for it, Tom. They did not make a trade. Your feelings on this are blank.
I'm not surprised. And look, I don't know what deals, if any, were on the table. Now, a corner probably would have been the highest priority of need. Initially, it was a wide receiver. Deontay Johnson was the only receiver I would have traded for, and he went for nothing. You went to Baltimore. I thought that would have been ideal. A Tampa kid, cheap. You know, for a late round pick, I thought that would have been well worth the gamble. But after wide receiver, it's corner. You saw Josh Hayes last night, right? I mean,
yeah, unfortunately we did.
He can't cover you or Aaron Jacobson for that matter.
Oh, man. All right, come on, man.
But I just don't know if there were any deals to be had out there.
Yeah, no doubt. And Josh Hayes, that touchdown in the red zone that they threw to DeAndre Hopkins, that one quick cut. Hayes was going back. I mean, he's put on skates practically. So
pitch and catch, man. That was too easy.
Yeah, it made D-Hop look like he turned back the clock 3-5 years. And he did oh, come on now. He didn't remember the Titans celebration as if he was moved on from the Tennessee Titans. Did you see that in the end zone?
I did. And you know what? He said, look, that wasn't me making fun of the Titans.
Yep, I'm sure.
I enjoyed my time there, yada, 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 whatever.
Yeah, you say those things to look good in front of the national media. As far as the game last night between the Bucs and Chiefs, it was blank.
Heartbreaking for the Buccaneers because, once again, overtime on the road with a chance to win the game. They had a chance to win. They had every opportunity to win the game in Atlanta. Didn't do it. They choked that one away. And you know what that one looks like.
Choke him now. Choke him. Choke him.
And the game last night, I don't think it was a choke job necessarily. I just think it was poorly managed. Period. Heartbreaking. Look, good teams, and I said this, I don't know how many times, good teams they find a way to win. Bad teams, they find a way to lose right at the end. Take it for what it's worth.
As far as Todd Bowles and the grade you would give him based on his performance from the sideline last night, you would give Todd Bowles the grade of blank.
A D-. I don't even know if a D- is actually a grade, but oof is right. Because between the poor clock management and, you got to know that Patrick Mahomes is on the other side. You got to know that when you're driving down the field, you have to start thinking already, do I go for 2 or do I kick the extra point? All head coaches run these scenarios through their minds. And I thought he panicked when he called the timeout with about 30 seconds left after the Palmer catch. I thought that was not a good move. And then look, you got Mahomes on the other side. You were just in this situation in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago. I think you got to go for 2 in that situation, and he didn't do it, unfortunately.
The way the Buccaneers used their backfield and the three-headed monster back there last night was blank.
It was chaotic because Sean Tucker didn't see the field until the first possession of the second half, and he had a couple of nice runs. He also forced a horse collar tackle penalty that led to, a scoring drive for the Buccaneers. I'm just not sure why Sean Tucker was only on the field for, I think, 7 snaps.
Yes, 7 again. Yep, 7
Come
again.
on. What are we doing? That's the one thing I don't understand about Liam Cohen. And look, Rachaad White's a solid player. Nothing against him, but I think Sean Tucker is being underutilized in this offense.
I think also with that, Rachaad White, he's not terrible by any means. He's what would you say good is the term to use there?
He's a solid player.
He's solid. Solid's a little bit below good in my opinion. I like solid better. But I think Sean Tucker's ceiling is much higher than Rachaad White's. Would you agree?
I agree. And I think, when I was trying to figure out like the proper comp for him, Baker Mayfield said it last week. He said Nick Chubb. And I look at him, I'm like, yes, the physicality, the speed, the toughness, his ability to catch it out of the backfield. He's got, game breaker ability. I see a lot of Nick Chubb in Sean Tucker. That guy should be playing more.
All right, Tampa Bay, that is Fill in the Blank here on your drive home.
And Fill in the Blank presented by California Closets of Tampa Bay. Organize and upgrade your living space with California Closets. Head on over to CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com for inspiration. I love seeing all the trades today. Love it. The Bucs could have probably got in. I don't know how they felt about Tre'Davious White. I don't know if he fits what they do. I do know this, and a lot of people are complaining that the Buccaneers are playing zone a lot. That's the part where I will defend Todd Bowles. He doesn't have the personnel. You can't line up in this league with all these teams coming out in 3 or 4 wide receiver sets. Right now, the Bucs have 1 good corner. 1. With a lot of teams coming out in 3 receiver sets, you can't play man-to-man. You're going to get absolutely shredded. So from that standpoint, I will defend Todd a little bit. He can't play man. And he's got to pick and choose his spots where he can blitz and get after the quarterback. And he did last night at times. And look, Vita Vea played well. He had 2 sacks. Kalijah Kancey played well. I challenged those 2 guys last week. And I thought they played well. All right, coming up, final thoughts, the final drive before Buccaneers Total Access with Todd Bowles, and that's coming your way next.
WDAE
Traffic update.
From the Safe Touch Security Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores.
Serious crash in Tampa blocks all lanes on east and westbound Sly Avenue near North Boulevard. Also a crash on northbound Nebraska at Hannah Avenue. We're seeing delays on eastbound Fowler Avenue near River Hills and northbound Bruceby Downs approaching Beers. Northbound 275 slow between the West Shore area and downtown Tampa. Get traffic info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm Randy Myers.
Staples has amazing deals on everything you need for the holidays, from custom holiday cards and photo gifts to laptops and gaming systems, even shipping solutions. And now save up to $350 on select computers. In-store only. Offer ends 11/16. Unwrap huge holiday savings at Staples.
Jay Retcher here from my friends at The Rhino. Defend your home from immense flooding, erosion, and foundation damage with The Rhino Home Services. Visit therhino.com to schedule your free home exterior inspection today to prepare for the next storm or identify damage from the last one, both visible and hidden. Their experts are ready to help right now, whether it's with preparation or recovery. Visit therhino.com today to schedule. Therhino.com, your local home services partner.
Tampa Bay has champions. And Ken Hagen is Hillsborough County's biggest champion. Hagen fights for tax cuts, giving all of us relief from rising prices. Hagen redirected billions into growth projects, repaving and reducing traffic. Hagen protected our quality of life with flood prevention, infrastructure, and recreation improvements. And Hagen led the way for affordable housing, especially for seniors. Ken Hagen is Hillsborough's biggest champion. Paid for by Ken Hagen, Republican for Hillsborough County Commission.
Ronnie Lane here, and when I'm not talking sports, I'm talking about ways to keep my hard-earned dollars in times like these. That's why I'm personal friends with Steve and Elizabeth Holland, co-founders of the Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors. I was able to get Steve to tune in and mention what he and his Holland Group family do for their clients. Take it away, Steve.
Hey, thanks a lot, Ronnie. You know, we have built a clean business for over 30 years, creating thousands of customized, inflation-adjusted, tax-advantaged, comprehensive retirement plans, and we were the first company in Tampa Bay to do it. That competitive edge has enabled us to hone in on our craft. You know, Ronnie, we have never had a client return their retirement plan and say, hey, this doesn't work.
Steve, I believe it. Folks, check out my friends by Googling the Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors. They have solid reviews online you can read, which matters enormously.
iHeartRadio has the 2024 presidential election covered with Decision 2024. Listen for real-time results and updates as the votes come in. From key races to national trends, our team will cover it all tonight. Stay informed and stay connected on the go with your free iHeartRadio app. Just search election to listen to iHeart's 24/7 news channel.
A people-first presidency.
Make America great again.
Decision 2024 on iHeartRadio.
T-Kraz and Chris Mathis here from Moss Nissan. And if you were affected by the hurricane, Moss Nissan is offering free towing and inspections and employee pricing too.
They also offer Moss Care, and Nissan has 6 new Nissan models starting at under $30,000.
You can also get as low as 0% financing and up to $3,000 on bonus cash on select new Nissans.
Moss Nissan also has the largest Nissan inventory in the Tampa Bay area.
3 convenient locations: Tampa, Newport Richie, and Brooksville. Moss Nissan, whatever it takes.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prestige Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prestige Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prestige Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 813-288-2202. 813-288-2202. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 813-288-2202.
Hey, it's Mark with PG Men's Health. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? We've got a groundbreaking solution that's transformed the lives of thousands of men. Our acoustic wave technology is backed by over 50 clinical studies, including research from Cambridge University. It revitalizes blood flow by repairing blood vessels, all without the need for pills or the worry of side effects. If you're ready to get the blood flowing where you want it, when you want it, call us now. Not only will you get the exam, the assessment, even the blood flow ultrasound completely free, but for those who call today, we're also throwing in your first treatment free. This is worth hundreds of dollars, and it's yours free if you call in the next 2 minutes. Call 813-769-0890. That's 813-769-0890. Guys, it's time to reclaim your love life and put an end to your erectile dysfunction. Call 813-769-0890. Locations in both Tampa and Sarasota. Call PG
eBay Men's Health now to qualify. 813-769-0890.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Text HAPPY to 20129.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
Cloudy, humid, and breezy this election night. Low 76. Wednesday, we're cloudy in the morning, rainy in the afternoon, breezy, very warm and humid, high 88 degrees. Get weather info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm Amy Snyder.
We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
Broadcasting live from the Rude Air Conditioning Studios. We are Tampa Bay's home for sports. Shouting Go Bulls with horns raised for over 20 years and counting. 95.3 WDAE and the mighty AM 620. Powered locally by Ferguson HVAC. The Final Drive.
Very important that you get out today and exercise your right to vote. It's election day. There are a lot of key amendments on the ballot. Obviously, the presidential election, that's what everyone is focusing on. But you have no right to complain if you don't vote. So get out there and vote. I know a lot of you have done early voting. I'm really concerned about what might happen stemming from the presidential election. No matter who wins, I think we're going to have some unrest. I don't want to see that. I'm hoping that we all can behave, and no matter what the outcome will be, that we can just rally around whoever wins and see if we can put our best foot forward as a nation. Is that too much to ask?
The Final Drive.
I want to thank Martin Gramatica for joining us here on the show. Tomorrow we got a big show. Ross Tucker is going to be with us. We're going to ask him about going for two, not going for two. Can't wait to talk to big old Ross, man. We love him here on the show. Barrett Sallee, our college football guy, will join us. We've got Would You Rather, a lot happening on the show tomorrow on a Would You Rather Wednesday. We're also efforting, ladies and gentlemen, John Gruden, former Buccaneer coach. I tell you what, man, there's no way I'd be going on your show. You know what I mean? John Gruden. Gruden Loves Football, his YouTube channel. I'm telling you, it's taking off. It's fun. I saw his little preview. I tell you what, man, this is going to be the game where Patrick Mahomes shreds the Bucs. You know what I mean? And Mahomes did have a really good game. Buccaneers put up their fair share of points. Mahomes had the ball last, and you knew that he wasn't going to let go of it at all. The Bucs did not make any moves. Somebody texting in out of the 863, there were no moves made at the trade deadline. Todd Bowles, by the way, in a conference call a few minutes ago said there were no moves out there to be made. They were not going to trade draft picks for temporary fixes. Jake in Orlando texting in, curious to get your thoughts on what you think about Todd Bowles giving up play calling duties on defense and if it would help. He would not do that. He was asked about it 2 weeks ago. He's not giving up play calling duties, especially if he feels like, and look, there's no indication that his job is in jeopardy. Not right now it is. It isn't, rather. But even if it was, he's not going to give it up. He's going to go down swinging. I just think that they need Jamel Dean back. They need healthier players. They need better players at corner because that slot opposite Zion McCollum has been a problem. Out of the 813, Lightning text. I like that. Lightning skating in St. Louis tonight at 8 o'clock. Any update on Braden Point's injury? Lower body injury. He's out tonight. And it sounds like from what John Cooper said this morning, after the morning skate, that he's probably going to miss a couple more games after that, too. Look at this clown. There's always one clown. Actually, there's a couple. Steve, we reached the T-Creds hate for the Bucs portion of this program. You see, that's what excessive earwax buildup does. You got to stick that Q-tip all the way inside your ear. I like the Bucs. I actually hate you, if you want to know the truth. All right, Chris Mathis, great job. Buccaneer Total Access is coming up next with Todd Bowles. I'm sure he'll be asked about that 2-point conversion and the reason not to go for it. So Todd Bowles is coming up next. We'll be back tomorrow with The Drive straight up at 3 o'clock. Enjoy your election night, everyone, and behave. You're dismissed.
Come on, get out of here! Come on, get out of here!